Ravens Wrap is sponsored by Bud Light, Holiday Inn Express, the Ocean City Golf Club, Comfort Inn, Russell Street Report, the original Green Turtle, and hosted by the Blue Ox Bar and Grill.
In April 1959, Art Wall won the Masters, edging out Carey Middlecoff and Arnold Palmer by finishing birdie, 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 par birdie. 1 month later, Ocean City Golf Club celebrated the opening of their first 18 holes. That course has been transformed now into one of the most scenic golf layouts on the East Coast. Come experience 36 of the most beautiful and challenging holes you'll find anywhere. Ocean City Golf Club in Ocean City, Maryland.
The original Green Turtles Ravens Wrap Show right here on Comcast Beach TV and Delmarva's Rock Radio, the strongest signal Ravens affiliate on the Eastern Shore, 93.5 The Beach. Don't forget, coming up, kickoff at 8:20, pregame show at 7:50 on the network, and of course we can be heard on the radio every Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. We are broadcasting from the Ravens room here, the Blue Ox 127th Street Coastal Highway at Ocean City with Ravensers 44. Give yourselves a hand. Out in full force. Mike Bradley, Bobby Vermillion, Bucksy from Bucksy Salty Dog, special guest, and John Garrick as well, all with us.
They love Bucksy more than John. They love Bucksy more than John.
That's what happens when you buy them a few drinks.
Hey, I did want to let
They used to love me, now they're going to have to kill me.
John, you're digging yourself a hole. I can't believe it.
Should have wore black.
I do want to let everybody know that the Ravensers 44, they put together a penguin swim team so you can get wet for a good cause. They're trying to raise $5,000 for Atlantic General Hospital's penguin swim on New Year's Day. So we're collecting money here at the show. Also, you can contact them if you'd like to make a donation or be a part of the team as well. So check that out, the Ravensers 44 penguin swim team. Hey, the Green Turtles got a team as well. So it's a great thing, a great cause. I did that a few years ago, and I actually need to get into it again. So check that out with Ravensers 44.
You look good in a Speedo, man.
Yeah. All right, we're back at it. Ravens-Steelers week. We talked about the fact Ben Roethlisberger going to be out for this game. Byron Leftwich going to get the start. Antonio Brown's questionable, one of their top receivers, but I think, I'm reading Bucksy, he's likely to be out for this game. We know Palomalu's out. Ryan Clark suffered a concussion. So far this week, he's been good, but that'll be 2 concussions in 3 weeks. I don't know that they ought to start him on Sunday from health reasons, but he may go. But that would be a big blow to the secondary if he's out. It's a beat-up team. Mendenhall looks like he'll be back. You know, the Ravens have their own issues, but not to the extent that the Steelers do. But, Nada's playing our best defensive tackle, obviously. He's playing very beat up. McPhee looks like he's going to be back this week. Ray Lewis is out. Ladarius Webb, obviously, he's done for the year as well. So some key losses, though, granted, on both sides of the football. We talked about the fact that the way for the Steelers to win in the last segment is to run the football. You guys this year, 21st rushing the football, 103-yard average. And some may say, well, that's not really that great. But actually for the Steelers, it is because, they're used to running the ball maybe 70, 80 yards a game, putting a lot of pressure on Roethlisberger in the passing game, which they've actually come through with flying colors. But 103 yards, that's pretty good. That's enough to keep the pressure off Ben. Talk about your offensive line, and you try to draft some guys. One of them got hurt. Mike Adams now at right tackle. How's that line so far, and can the Ravens do some damage, or do you think you're going to hold up pretty good?
I think right now the line is starting to gel. Willie Colon at left guard is looking great. Adams, he's a rookie out there at right tackle. You were mentioning DeCastro, who they first-round draft pick. They have him on something similar to what Ray Lewis is on, injured reserve, but can come back.
Designation
yeah,
to come
you
back.
never know.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they'll, at the end of the season, if he does come back, throw a rookie into the mix. But left tackle, Max Starks, I like the Pittsburgh's offensive line right now. And I think Pouncey might be one of the best centers, if not the best center, so in the NFL right now. So I think we're sitting well. And I think running the ball, we should be in good shape.
The Ravens haven't stopped the run this year. We talked about that, so it's going to be a challenge for them. We'll see if they can rise to the occasion. In years past, it's been a defense. Both sides of the ball have not been able to run. The Steelers have not been able to run on the Ravens, and vice versa, although Ray Rice does have one of the few 100-yard games twice against the Steelers. But again, they don't come often. Do you think in pass protection, though, and again, the Ravens have not gotten to the passer well. They did against Oakland, but can the Ravens get there? They have had some success in the past. What do you think?
Well, I don't know what kind of schemes the Ravens are. Are they going to come after Leftwich? I mean, I would imagine they're coming at him hard. Is that going to open up maybe some traps or the off tackle? We'll see. I just think the offensive line right now is in a good position. I think we can just jam it right down their throats.
Well, I'm going to say this, Bugsy. I would say this. I kind of disagree with you a little bit on your offensive line. I think there's one weakness with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is the offensive line. I think the injury to Castro was huge because I think he's a really good football player, and he's going to be great years to come. I do agree with you. Pouncey is probably one of the best centers in the league, but I think Ben Roethlisberger has made that offensive line a lot better, look a lot better than it actually is. The key gets back to what we talked about earlier. Can they run the ball against the Ravens? Some teams have been able to do that. But Roethlisberger kind of hid the lack of protection that he got over the years. I mean, he's been banged up. This is the first year. Maybe they're gelling a little bit this year, but he's been getting crushed the last couple of years. And they don't have a whole lot of new pieces on that offensive line. So I'm going to be interested to see how the Ravens play them this week and how the Steelers play moving forward without Roethlisberger, because he's a guy, as we know, that can extend the play. Well, Leftwich isn't going to do that. And if Leftwich is a statue back there and that offensive line does not protect him, that could spell big problems for the Steelers.
I just feel, besides the running game and the line, we have a few more offensive weapons. And you go outside, and once again, it's
But he's going to have time to get the ball to those weapons.
Yep.
That's the key.
You're correct there.
Well, Suggs usually has some of his better games against the Steelers. So how healthy is Suggs? And that's going to determine a lot of how much pressure we get. I mean, one thing we know, when Roethlisberger's been out the last two times, Dixon was in, Batch was in, Mendenhall had 24 carries one game, 25 carries the next game. So they're going to pound it, and then that's just going to make it easier. They're going to have to pound it in order to keep the Ravens honest, bring 8 guys in the box, which the Ravens are going to have to do, and then that's going to hopefully open up opportunity. Hopefully for you, open up the opportunities over the top.
What's really interesting about this matchup this year is you've got a lot of different parts on both sides of the ball for both teams. No Polamalu, okay? No Ray Lewis, no Ladarius Webb, no Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, no Jared Johnson. So you've got a lot of guys in here this year on both teams that some young guys, as we talked about earlier, Bucks, on both sides are going to have to step up and play good football. And it's going to be interesting because these two teams mirror each other so much that, and I think they're built to be good for a long time, both organizations. And some of the young guys on both sides are going to be keys to this game.
Ironic. Go ahead.
I'm starting to get excited for Sunday night already. And look, it's once again, it's the best rivalry, and these guys all through, they circle that date.
No question.
They say they cannot wait, and I just, whether you're young or old, all the old guys,
they're coming right at the Football Life show with Jimmy Johnson. You see that?
Yeah.
When Jimmy Johnson's talking to the Hurricanes, and he, not as it was in a meeting room. Jimmy Johnson today, not when he was coaching the Hurricanes. And he said, I wanted Oklahoma. When I saw Oklahoma on the schedule, I couldn't wait for Oklahoma to come in here. I couldn't wait for Florida to come in here. I wanted them to come in here. I wanted to kick their ass. I was ready. I was like, where's my home? But that's how it is with Steelers.
I think whether young or old, all these rookies, they can't wait. And
even in this game, Ray Lewis isn't playing. Ben Roethlisberger's not playing.
They'll be on that sideline.
We still can't wait to watch this football game on Sunday night.
Well, let's flip the coin. The Ravens' offense against the Steelers' defense, even without Polamalu this year, number one statistically overall. Still, that front seven, very, very good, which covers up sometimes some of the inefficiencies of the corner. I mean, look, Ike Taylor's a solid cornerback. I wouldn't say he's a great cornerback, though, but solid. You've got a young guy in Keenan Lewis back there. Polamalu's been in and out. I mean, but front seven's usually very strong for you guys. The Ravens, I would say this, Bucksy, I respect them a lot, but because we know you guys, I'm not as maybe overwhelmed as I think. We know you guys, so look, you guys will win some, we'll win some. And we have more weapons this year too, so I think it's going to be an interesting battle because we bring more to the table. Jacoby Jones, the tight ends are another year older. It's going to be interesting to see how we win there. We need to get Ray Rice the ball, and sometimes we win, sometimes we lose with that.
For the Ravens to win, and I'm hoping that doesn't happen, obviously. But their offensive line, you tell me. How
I
is
agree.
their offensive line?
Yeah. And
Are
it
they
really
ready?
goes on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
If the Steelers' offensive line protects
Exactly.
Leftwich and they can run the ball, the Steelers probably win. If our offensive line can protect Joe Flacco, because we talked about this earlier, we saw what Joe Flacco can do if he gets time. And one of the problems we've had on the road is that he's been getting pressured. He doesn't have time to throw the ball.
Well, he doesn't identify any. He has a problem when there's very vanilla plain schemes. He has trouble identifying and getting out of that. So he's a lot like Michael Vick in that regard. He just can't account for. He doesn't know the personnel on the field a lot of times. He either needs to call a timeout. You know, we saw that in Houston. When you're seeing guys and you know that the motion's going this way and a guy's walking up on the other side and he knows Rice is coming and the guard's pulling for the play action, well, you got to call a timeout, or you can't just walk back in the end zone and get sacked and get a safety. I mean, so he needs to identify that. And I think to that point, I think that the Roethlisberger injury, the bigger impact is going to be on the Steelers' defense. I think they're just going to gamble more. They're going to send more complex schemes. The Steelers' defense is just going to get more complex in order to account and accommodate for losing Roethlisberger. So that's, I think, going to be the trick. Can Roethlisberger identify the defensive
Joe
scheme?
Flacco? Well, I'm not saying he's done a pretty good job.
He is a Steelers fan.
Well, he's done a pretty good job at Heinz Field the last 2 times he played there.
He had. Now, Harrison and Woodley have had their way against us in terms of rushing the passer. However, it's interesting this year, though, Bucksy, both the Steelers and Ravens ranked towards the bottom in terms of sacks, 16 each. So as bad as the Ravens have been, I'm surprised. Now, sacks aren't everything. Quarterback
We're
pressures.
still number one defense.
Well, that's true. And we'll see. Now, our
See,
tackles.
that's a Steelers fan. He can see the glass half full. John would say they're not getting to the quarterback.
Our tackles do struggle against pass rusher, Osemele and Orr struggle against good pass rushers. So if Cam doesn't protect them formationally by keeping a tight end in or chipping, we're going to have our issues again. So
Well, I'm not sure Woodley and Harrison are 100% either.
well, they're also older too.
Tell you who's having the best year on the defense is Timmons. Lawrence Timmons. Keep an eye on him, 94.
Yeah. Well, Woodley does have 3 sacks. Harrison just 1. But, yeah, they've got some other contributions as well.
The blitz is off the edge with the secondary. I mean, I just think we're going to see a lot of that stuff. A lot of that is a big reason. The no huddle and being able to call the plays at the line of scrimmage, not very effective in a loud stadium on the road. That's a big reason. I mean, Flacco's about 69% passer completion percentage at home, 55% on the road. That's a huge, huge drop. Yeah. And he's just going to have to get better against the Steelers.
We're going to go down the panel here to get our final predictions. But as Bobby pointed out, Joe, the last 2 times has had a comfort level, has come from behind, has won games. So that certainly helped. But give us a prediction, 45 seconds.
I think losing Roethlisberger is going to be too much to overcome. I'm taking the Ravens 20-13.
Wow.
Wow. I was ready for him to say the Steelers. I got to go. Obviously, you know where I'm going. But I think Pittsburgh pounds the ball, softens the defense up. They go long for 1, maybe 2 big plays. We're going to get you 24-10.
All right, I got to go Ravens. I actually agree with John Garrett. I think losing Roethlisberger is too much. I think the Ravens win 24-13.
Now, I'm going with the Ravens 2017, but it ought to be a great one in Pittsburgh Sunday night. We're back in 2 weeks. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks to Bucksy for coming by. It is the Ravens Wrap Show on Comcast Beach TV and 93.5 The Beach.
Ravens Wrap is sponsored by Bud Light, Holiday Inn Express, the Ocean City Golf Club, Comfort Inn, Russell Street Report, the original Green Turtle, and hosted by the Blue Ox Bar and Grill.
Welcome to the Comfort Inn Gold Coast. Conveniently located just 1 block from the beach and adjacent to shopping at the Gold Coast Mall and the movie theater. Newly renovated and open year-round with a marvelous bayfront view. Visit us on the web at comfortgoldcoast.com and see our hot deals and great golf packages, or simply call our direct reservation line to plan your stay.